Hello everyone. In this video, actually, I'm going to show you how to read files in Pandas and how to save them also as a different format file. For example, if you have an Excel file like this one, you can actually read it and convert it to CSV, save it in a database, or whatever you want to do with it. So let's start. First thing, I will run Jupyter Lab, which is, you can run it from here, you can run it from online if you added it to the path, and you can run it from Anaconda as well. So if you installed Anaconda, you should be able to use it. So I will add a new notebook like this one. So first thing that you should do is write a meaningful name. Like for example, sales. Okay, so you will know what is this notebook. So first thing we are going to do is importing Pandas, and it goes hand in hand with NumPy. So you have here Pandas. This is one that we are using, and NumPy is like a package which is like Pandas is built on the top of it. So mostly we use like calculations or things using them together in our analysis. So the first thing we're going to is to read our file. So Pandas, we can read many types of files. You have like, you can read from the clipboard, CSV, Excel, HDF, HTML, JSON, Bagel, and a lot more actually. So what we have here is just an Excel file. So in this Excel file, we are going to write the first two letters, and you can press tab. It will like suggest to you what kind of names you want to add here. So if we open the file, actually we can see like a kind of many sheets that we have. We have the orders sheets, we have returns, we have people as well. So we need only this time to read the orders sheet. So what we are going to do is we are going to specify the sheet name. So we write orders, same as written here. So once we read it, actually, it will show the data. It will take like a little bit time because the data is really a lot of data. Like, so usually it doesn't take time, but as we see, it has read the data. So we need to store this data in our data frame, for example. So we will write df as a shortcut for data frame. So data frame will include our data that we have, and we can see actually information and a lot of things about this. But the most important thing that we can save our data into like another file. For example, let's say that we have the data stored, so we want to save it in a CSV file, so it will tell you what format or do you want to convert to. So you have really plenty of formats. So we will use CSV, which is like the most common one. So I will, this is like, okay, let's call this sales data. Okay. So CSV, and let's run this one. It will save it. As you see, here is the file. All the data that we have. So next time we want to read it, actually we can change this one, or you can read it directly without storing it. But this one, this time actually we are going to read it as CSV. So here is the name. So we will select the CSV file, Shift Enter to run it, and it reads it faster than the Excel one. So this is really an easy way to read the files, to convert between them. For a SQLITE, actually, you can import like there are many SQLITE like SQLITE libraries available in Python. So I will use like SQLITE 3. So this one, you can, for example, save the file in a database. So firstly, to save it in a database, we have to make a connection with this database. So we will call this connection, for example, SQL, and we have actually a lot of like functions here, but we will just use. So we have the function which is connect. So you can use it actually to open a database and, for example, connect to the database and get the data or store data inside. So first thing we will write that our database, for example, we call it say salesdb dot or you can use .db or whatever extensions that you want. So it will create automatically actually a SQLITE DB. So once the connection is open, actually, you can go to Pandas. For example, you can take our file, our database, we can save it. So you see, so in order to save the data, we have to provide the name of the database. We have to provide the connection actually. And so the tables that we are going to use, it will be like sales table. And here is a connection that we have. And what happens if the table is already there? So if exists actually, like it should, if you press Shift and Tab at any argument, it will show you this menu actually, which is a very helpful menu. It has also some examples in some few cases, like this one. So from the arguments that we have for fexist, there is like append to add the data. There is fail, like it should tell you that the data is already there, or should replace them, or should just insert the new values. For our case, I will use replace. So in case we have we use the same file or the same data, it should actually replace the ones that we have. So I will use it as replace and hit Shift Enter, and the data, it will be saved actually. So because we have like some columns, okay, that they have like spaces between them, and we have actually this unnamed column, because when we saved the data, it saved the index. So what is the index actually is when you read a data from a file, Pandas automatically assigns numbers for the rows. So this is, for example, row 1, row 0, and when you save it, the index is saved automatically actually. So when you read the file, for example, you need to specify that we don't need index, or the index is already there. And when you save the data, you can also control this option that I don't want to save the index, or I want to save it. So from the beginning, if you choose, for example, index equal true, you should make it like index equal false. And this will not allow the index to be saved. So for example, if we read the data again, okay, and this is a problem with Excel. It takes time on my PC actually. So after this one ran successfully, we have to save it as same file CSV. We'll just overwrite, but this time without the index. So when we read it, actually, as you see here, we don't have the unnamed column. So we are going to connect actually. So, and we saved it already in the file. So if we set, for example, the div equal nothing, just to clear it, so it has nothing actually. So we can read the same data using the connections that we have. For example, you can say pd3 and use SQL table or SQL query actually. Here it will ask you what is SQL, okay, what is the connection, and so on. So the query here that we are going to use, like select all from the table that we have. It's called sales, and the connection is the one that we previously made, so it is the same connection actually. So by this way you can read same data, and we also saved it with the index, so that's why it is saved with the index, but we can actually save it without index by specifying the index argument and SQL as well. But anyway, we were able to read the data, save it, and read it again from SQLITE, database, CSV, and Excel. So thanks for watching. I hope that you like the video.